And welcome again to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. We're taking a look at the Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Ultra figures, in particular DEEJAY. And I have to say a huge thank you to Jada Toys for sending DEEJAY over for me to take a look at. It is very much appreciated. DEEJAY, what a cool character. So from the games, he is a kickboxer. He's a Jamaican kickboxer. He's famous as well. He's a movie star or a recording artist or something like that. I think he's a musician. That probably makes sense with a name like DEEJAY. Either way, he was a kickboxer. I really liked his moveset. He was one that I liked playing with just because he was quite athletic. He moves around quite a bit, but he's obviously got that kind of kickboxer basis to his moveset. As I've said before, Jada Toys are absolutely smashing it with this line of figures. They are phenomenally cool. Every single one of them has got new sculpts, new accessories, new effect pieces. There's just so much going on in every single one of these boxes that if you're a fan of the Street Fighter 2 franchise or the Street Fighter franchise, these are definitely worth picking up. And I would go as far as saying that Jada Toys are actually dominating the action figure market at the moment with these, just for sheer value for money. So the boxes, as I said, designed like arcade machines. That in itself is great. These internal kind of cardboard slips are reminiscent of the character in the box's level, so you get a great display option. They are definitely going to be used for something for me. You also get alternate hands, you get accessories, you get effect pieces, you get display stands like flight stands when it requires it to have one. You get an alternate head. There is so much going on in these boxes. DEEJAY's alternate hands are obviously reminiscent of his character as opposed to other fighting hands. They're more his celebration hands. You've also got this awesome looking effect piece which is obviously tied in with his special move, and you've got the flight stand to hold that up as well. DEEJAY's I always think of him as a newer character, but he actually appeared back in Super Street Fighter 2, so he's not as new as you might think, but he's always one of them ones that I kind of think of as like a more modern character. But yeah, really not. He first appeared in Super Street Fighter 2. Really interesting. What I think's a nice little thing that I learned about DEEJAY recently is the writing on his trousers says maximum. Now I always thought it always said maximum. That's kind of what I thought. But it actually originally said mantis, which is quite different. It doesn't even sound the same. But the problem with mantis is when the character flips. So obviously as you work your way up and down the screen, when this was a flat 2D game, when the character flips to face the other way, the letter N and the letter S were obviously reversed. So it looked out of place. So they changed the word on his trousers to maximum because the letters MAXIMUM all are symmetrical letters. So when you flip them round, they spell the same thing. So it doesn't matter whether he's facing left or right, his trousers always read correctly. And that's genius. I never would have thought about that, to be perfectly honest. But then I'm not a game designer. So yeah, kudos to the person that designed that, because that's a really nice little touch. And maximum kind of works as well. It kind of works with his ego and it kind of works with his character. But yeah, once again, we've got a different build, a different sculpt. We've got different accessories. We've got different head sculpts. We've got different clothing accessories. In this particular case, we've got different hands because they're obviously tied into DEEJAY. I think if anything was reused, it would be the feet and maybe the chest. But if that has been reused, it's very unnoticeable. I love the fact that these are all pinless as well. That's something to definitely point out. Pinless action figures, especially on ones that have so much skin exposed, I think makes a massive difference. He's got his little chain, similar to Guile's chain. It's an actual chain, so it will flop around and move as you pose the figure for your display or for action figure photography. And I think that's a really nice touch for these particular figures, that any kind of jewelry and kind of embellishments that can be made for real have been made for real. I think my favourite one so far is Dal Sim's earrings. I think that's just a really cool touch, because you could have sculpted those and nobody would have said anything, but they didn't. They actually gave us real earrings. So there we go. So that's DEEJAY. As I said, massive thank you to Jada Toys for sending this one over. I'm so excited about this line. I can't wait to see where it goes, what other characters we get. Are we going to move into the other Street Fighter franchises and the other Street Fighter games? Are we going to get a full roster? If they keep the quality where it is, which is pretty top notch, there's no reason for them to then reissue figures. So we could just keep banging out different different characters from different games and just keep that going. Do check out my channel though, because on the channel I've done a full playlist of all the Street Fighter figures that I've got my hands on so far. None of the Player 2s yet. I must get hold of some of the Player 2 and the alternate costume figures. But I've done all of the individual characters, and I will continue to do so for as long as this line goes on, because I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's phenomenal. It's very much appreciated that Jada Toys sent DEEJAY over to me to take a look at, but no doubt at all that he would have been added to my shelf at some point, because I'm a completionist and I now just want the whole character select screen on my shelf, let's be honest. But do check out the channel, the playlist on my channel. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.